Welcome to another episode of Drunk Guys on Chick Flicks, the podcast that's sometimes offensive, but not always on purpose. I'm your host, Matt, and with me, as always, is your co-host, Garrett.
Hey, guys, it's Garrett. Matt, what are we watching this week?
This week, we are watching the 1995 film, and I say film because that's what it is, Clueless.
And Matt, why are we watching Clueless?
Because last week, Garrett won the fucking bet.
I won the bet.
I
won the bet.
It is now 2-1 Garrett on bets.
Oh, there's actually a note on the wall with a tally that I had not noticed until just now. Okay. All right. So it's like that. It's real.
2-1. Yeah, it's real.
Okay.
So we're watching Clueless, which was selected by Garrett.
I also had to come up with the drink. So
as per the rules
to
the bet.
Those are the rules that we've established for the bet. So this actually, I can't even take full credit for this, but with some help, I came up with Brittany Murphy's character in this movie has a name. What's her name, Matt?
Ty Frazier.
Like Brendan. Like Frazier.
I was going to go with Kelsey Grammer.
So different. Okay, so her name is Ty, and a brief search on IMDb reveals that it's spelled T-A-I.
Correct.
Boom. My Ty Fraziers. Done.
I hate you so
much. Done. So me and Matt are going to drink Mai Tais, which actually neither one of us has ever had a Mai Tai before.
No. And we're going to have terrible sugar hangovers tomorrow.
It's gonna be so good. We're gonna hate ourselves and each other. You're just gonna hate me. I think.
I'll mostly just hate you.
I did this to us.
You always do this to us.
And I will hate me.
That's okay.
I hate me.
This movie was written and directed by Amy Heckerling.
Okay, great.
Past works include Fast Times at Ridgemont High, 1982.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I didn't realize that's like an iconic movie too.
Yeah.
That's okay. So what else?
National Lampoon's European Vacation, 1985.
Also, awesome. That's a classic too. That's great.
We have Look Who's Talking and Look Who's Talking 2 in 1989 and 90, respectively. Can we just talk about how close together those are? They really rushed that second one out.
Those are such doofy movies, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't like them.
And then we have, of course, Clueless in 95. And then after that, like, not a whole lot.
Kind of trails off.
She
peaked with Clueless.
She directs a couple episodes of the Clueless TV series. She directs a couple episodes of Gossip Girl and The Carrie Diaries. Okay. Which I think all kind of just, like, peter off from Clueless. Like, they were like, oh, this woman did Clueless. Let's put her in these things.
You think, like, in terms of popularity? I think definitely in terms of, like, I think...
No, I meant, Clueless... like, in terms of, like, genre. Not the genre, but, like, you know, they're chicky type TV shows.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. They're definitely geared at women, and like I feel like they were also like crappier and crappier shows.
Oh yeah, entirely.
I feel like everything I had ever heard about Carrie Diaries was ungood. So
just
I
a
feel like
shitty follow up to.
Yeah, by the time it got to that, she was kind of like, please end
this.
Yeah. Who? I mean, we haven't even named like the main stars of this movie.
So the stars of this movie are Alicia Silverstone, Stacey Dash, Brittany Murphy, Paul Rudd, Donald Faison, and Breckin Meyer.
Awesome.
Great cast.
Yeah, awesome.
Really, really
so
great.
Good.
Solid.
And, I mean, 1995, it's nuts to think that this movie is that old because it is still heavily quoted and, like, on TV regularly.
Is it still on
TV?
Dude,
I see this movie around, and it's, like, one of those movies that is stuck in the minds of like anyone who grew up during this time. And honestly, like, I mean, I have young relatives that are like, oh, Clueless? Yeah, Clueless is great. It's classic. And I'm like, you weren't alive, man.
I mean, I agree. It is considered a classic. I kind of like what you did on Devil Wears Prada. I did a little bit of research beforehand. I watched a little bit of it. I did a little homework.
Sure.
This movie does not hold up.
Do you still think homework is cheating?
Yeah. I mean, no. It makes me feel a lot better going into this.
Hey, Matt. Thanks.
You're welcome.
So, again, like, it's so long ago, and it's all the awesome actors who I
love Donald Faison. Turk from Scrubs.
Oh, my God, Turk. We're only going to call him
And
Turk.
he's kind of a douchebag in this movie, but I forgive it because he's Turk.
Oh, but he's like a lovable douchebag in this movie. He doesn't do bad things. He's just a bro. Like, he's just like
He's a super bro.
Yeah.
And, like, they kind of play... There's never a moment where... that he... God, what am I trying to say? There's never a moment where he's actually outwardly, like, nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
But, like, through, like, Alicia Silverstone's, like, talking, whatever.
Her narration.
Her narration.
Yeah,
She's just like, he's actually really sweet to Dee. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, they make him more lovable through the narration.
Yeah. That's awesome. But like, all these actors are people who, I mean, not all of them. I don't really remember Stacey Dash from much else, but like a number of these actors and actresses, we've seen them a ton since, and I don't really remember any of them from anything before this. And that's not just because I was really young when this came out. It's because like even going back, like I don't really know anything like Paul Rudd was in before this. Paul Rudd is like a baby.
See, here's my thing about Paul Rudd, and this is something that I noticed when I did my homework, is that he always looks the same, and I don't know if that's because he always looks young or if he's eternally 35.
Yeah, if he just looked old forever. Yeah.
He sounds like a baby in this movie. It sounds like he's inhaled like a balloon full of helium. It's insane.
So, wait, in your homework, did you look up Paul Rudd's age?
I did not.
Okay, that's the bet. I want to bet how old Paul Rudd is in this movie in 1995, not knowing how old he is now, not knowing how old he was then.
Do you want to just settle the bet now, or do you want to wait until after?
No, this is the bet. This is the bet.
No, I'm saying, but like we can look up the answer now.
No, I want to look it up in the post. We'll figure it out later.
In post.
Price is Right rules. Closest without going over.
Okay. And same prize. You get to decide the movie without
You get to
question.
decide, but you also have to
of course.
come up with the beverage for next week.
That's
okay?
fine.
So you go first. How old do you think Paul Rudd is in this movie?
I'm going to say 22.
I'm going to say 20.
Okay.
Price is Right.
No, that's fine.
Okay, then that's it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So what else? Is there any trivia associated with this movie?
It's mostly just what we always have, like, actors considered for the roles before they were cast. So we've got Reese Witherspoon for Cher, Terrence Howard for Murray, which is Donald Faison's character.
Reese Witherspoon. Again, like, was she in anything before that? I don't know.
Not that I know of off the top of my head.
Okay.
Jeremy Renner for both Christian and Josh.
Again, Jeremy Renner in 95?
You know, Jeremy Renner used to be a makeup artist? I had no idea.
I think I did hear
I think that's hilarious.
I think I did know that. Yeah.
Zoe Deschanel for both Cher and Amber.
Interesting.
Yeah. Owen Wilson for Travis. Seth Green for Travis, which is funny to me because...
Him and Breckenmeyer are the same person? Is that what you're going to say?
Owen Wilson or...
No, it's Seth Green.
Yeah, no.
They're like the same guy. Aren't they friends?
I mean, they were both in Can't Hardly Wait. Great movie.
With...
Donald Faison in Love Burger.
Oh, dude, Love Burger's so good.
But what I was going to say was, I think it's funny that Owen Wilson and Seth Green were both considered for Travis because I would never put them as contemporaries to each other. Like I would never, my brain would never consider.
I would never put I totally agree, but Breckenmeyer and Seth Green are clones.
Totally.
Like, might as well.
I don't know clones, but like totally.
They could be. I see that they have the exact same range.
And then Lauryn Hill for Dion, Ben Affleck and Zach Braff both auditioned for Josh. And Sarah Michelle Gellar was offered Amber, but had to turn it down for Days of Our Lives, or whatever soap opera she was on at the time.
Okay. So no, like, mind-blowing trivia here.
The only other thing that I have that I wrote down, which I thought was kind of cute, is that early in the movie, what's her name? Alicia Silverstone, Claire? What is... Cher. Is making a speech about Haitians and, like, Haiti.
Haitians.
Yeah, and she says Haitians. That is not, like, making the character look stupid. Alicia Silverstone legitimately did not know how to pronounce Haitians.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so she flubbed it, and they were like, leave it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's really good.
I thought that was good.
All right. I mean, so if you couldn't tell, me and Matt have both seen this movie a bunch, but we've never seen it together
or drunk.
Hammered drunk. So I think we're gonna get it going. Unless you have anything else? No, I don't have anything else.
Not really.
All right, I'm stoked to watch because I haven't seen this movie in quite a while, and
also,
I
really want to drink Mai Tai.
I really want to drink this Mai Tai. We're gonna drink 2 giant Mai Tais.
2?
Well, we're gonna
drink multiple.
I'm gonna go make 2 giant Mai Tais right now, and then it'll all be downhill from there.
Yeah, pretty much.
So if you're gonna watch along, pause it here and maybe grab a drink. And as always, we're sorry for whatever happens next.
And we will see you on the other side. And we're back. Hey, Garrett, what did you like about this movie?
I don't know. Stuff.
Hey, Garrett, what kind of stuff?
I have no idea, dude. First impression, I love this movie. Like, I knew I liked it from previous viewings of this movie.
Sure.
I liked it a lot. First impression for you, like.
I'm still, and I'm gonna say this, but I'm still looking for that movie that makes me feel the way you felt about 13 Going on 30. This movie was fine, and I say this all the time. I'm so sorry, but
you didn't dislike it.
No, I mean I did in a lot of ways. I dislike this movie, but like it exists. I understand why it's important in our general like culture.
We have now framed this as me defending this classic, wonderful movie.
Stop saying classic.
It's
not
classic,
that classic.
But it, like I don't know, man. I'm
it
gonna
really
defend
did.
this movie all day.
It did frame our generation in a weird way. I don't know. So we drank Mai Tais, and let me tell you, these were fucking delicious.
They were really good. I actually
stupidly delicious.
Yeah, I think we each had about 3 Mai Tais each, and then
like really boozy Mai Tais,
and then ran out of the requisite materials and switched to beer after that,
which is business as usual for us.
Yeah, BAU.
You? No,
that's BAU.
Yeah, sure.
Is that? I don't want.
No, you did it. You did great. You did great.
I was wondering if it was gonna be if I said the initials, if it was gonna be a thing, and like I've never heard that. No,
BAU.
Bad Actor University.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's start from the top. Hey, soundtrack for this movie.
Great.
Incredible.
Killer. Yeah, killer.
I mean, quintessential 90s soundtrack, but incredible.
Killer. But killer. Like, what does it start? What's the opening
song? The Muffs.
Yeah.
Kids in America.
Yeah.
Like, immediately. Like, right off the bat.
So good.
With the quintessential 90s, like, font. It looks like a goddamn...
She says it looks like a Noxzema commercial.
Right.
She's like, I bet this looks like a Noxzema commercial.
But I wanted to say it looks like oh man, Saved by the Bell. It kind of looks like Saved by the Bell.
It did a little bit.
Right?
I actually, like, that's one of the things I love about this movie that I'm going to come back to at least a couple times, is that, like, I think this movie is relatively self-aware. And her saying that in the beginning, like, there's a lot of narration and exposition through narration where you see shit happen and the narration is self-aware, right? Like,
right. So, like, you said that, and then, like, I was watching this movie, and I said the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, is this movie self-aware? Because there's so many times where I'm just like, this movie is so fucking stupid.
It totally knows what it is.
Does it know what it is?
I 100%.
You feel like it does.
100%.
Okay, I'm just making sure. All right, so we've got Kids in America right off the bat, followed, and, like, in this first 20 minutes, it's just fucking rapid fire. You've got Kids in America. You've got David Bowie right off the bat. Right off that.
Fashion.
Right?
Yeah.
You've got Just a Girl by No Doubt almost immediately right after that. And then, like, there's a little bit of, like, story moving forward after that. And then you meet Murray for the first time. You get Shoop by Salt and Pepper and Spinderella.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So.
Oh, wow.
I mean, are there any other, like, real notable songs throughout
the entire movie?
Yeah.
Oh, so many. You've got 2 different Radiohead songs.
Oh, yeah.
You get 2 different Mighty Mighty Bosstones songs.
None of which are never... what is it?
You're looking for the impression that I get.
Neither
of which are on here.
Yeah.
You get the Counting Crows. You get the Cranberries. You get Cyndi Lauper. You get World Party. I'm sorry, World Party is not, like, well known.
Isn't there a reference to a Cranberry? Doesn't that guy...
All the young dudes.
Oh,
that's World Party.
That is really... That's who sings that song?
Yeah, it's World Party.
Or is that just a version of that song?
No. I believe that's the version.
So that's actually, like, 2 Cranberry inserts there because you have the Cranberry song. And I think at one point, the Elton, the douchebag guy...
No, not Elton. It's... no, it is Elton. You're right, yeah.
Right, at one point, it's like,
I love my Cranberry City in the quad.
Oh, he's the worst guy. The soundtrack is really, really awesome.
Don't forget, you get Coolio, you get Jewel, the cover of All by Myself.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a Jewel cover. But,
oh, yeah.
But the fact that it is a Jewel cover makes it so much more 90s.
Quintessential 90s.
Yeah, it's killer.
It's insane.
So the soundtrack was great. I'm going to challenge you, Matt, right now.
On what?
Actually, before I do this,
Are you going to challenge me on the bet that we made?
first I'm going to ask who won the bet, Matt.
I won the fucking bet.
And how did we learn that you won the bet? You looked it up, right?
Immediately, I looked it up on IMDb.
The second we pressed play, you were like, should I just check this out right now? Right, so here we are. And how old was Paul Rudd when this movie was made?
He was 26.
Yeah, I think that's what you said before.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, I quoted 22 at the beginning.
Right. But I said 20, and you said 22,
right.
And Price is Right rules. You win.
Yeah.
And
closest without being over.
I hate me, and now you win.
I get to pick the next movie. You're all welcome.
Matt has already told me he has no idea what it's going to be, but he told me it's going to be a bad one.
I'm going to pick a bad fucking movie.
Here we go. It's going to be terrible. Whatever it is, it's going to be a really bad movie. All right, so we've established that you've won the bet. Correct. My challenge to you now, okay, is in 3 sentences, tell me the plot of this movie. In 3 sentences. Can you do this?
Nope. I'm going to try, but no. The answer is no.
Try it, but try. Give me your best. Give me your best shot.
Okay. So 3 can they be run-on sentences?
Sure. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
We have not Claire. Cher. Cher is her name. Cher is spoiled. Cher is a spoiled debutante who is in control of her entire school student body and is trying to make herself a better person, but in the long run learns to how to better herself. Hey, Gare, how would you describe this movie? In 3 sentences or less.
I didn't expect that you would turn this around on me like this, and now I feel as though I might fail. So fail. All right. Wealthy but good-hearted young woman. Comfortable in her life.
Is that 2 sentences or 1?
That's 1.
Okay.
This is just one.
It's very difficult
run-on sentence. You had 1. Yours was 1 sentence.
Was that 1 sentence?
Yeah. So, very wealthy but good-hearted young woman, very comfortable in her life, meets new person, tries to control that person, and in controlling that person realizes the error of her ways and realizes that she can love whoever she wants and not what society dictates for her. That's 1 run-on sentence. It might be 3 paragraphs worth of...
It's ridiculous, but you're right. It's 1 run-on sentence.
But, I mean, that's roughly it, right? This girl who's got it all, is killing it, and then she meets a new girl, and then she tries to fuck with this new girl's or tries to control this new girl, and in doing that blunders and realizes the error of her ways.
Let's say that right? she tries to control the new girl, but in good intentions. She has good intentions.
Yeah, she's not being
she's
a
never
dick. Shitty.
No,
Cher's never a shitty character once throughout the movie,
which is nice.
Yeah, it is really nice. She's always really likable. Even there are moments where it's oh, that's kind of vapid. Oh, that's kind of really naive or whatever. But she's never. It's always likable. She's always likable. The whole movie is always likable. So, what do you got?
Well, I want to make notice that the beginning of the movie starts on a montage, because all of these movies have fucking montages in them, but this isn't just a montage. It's a montage with exposition over it. So just in case you weren't aware of what was happening, we have exposition happening over, hey, look at me, I'm a cute girl.
It's a montage of her being a wealthy girl in Beverly Hills,
right?
And then she explains that she's a wealthy
girl in Beverly Hills. Exactly.
Yeah. I get what you're saying for sure. I mean, it really just it cements that opening for us, though.
Right. You know, And then we go through her daily life, which is insane.
It starts with her waking up, and she goes to her closet, which is just it's a computer screen, which is like
Windows 98.
It's a gigantic computer from 1995, which is touchscreen, and it just compares outfits and tells her if it's a mismatch, it's really good. Like that whole screen is just it's
stupid.
It's so dumb.
That's what it is.
The fashion in the movie is also hilariously 90s. It's so good.
I can't take the fashion in the movie because of all the stupid fucking hats.
Yeah, the number of times Matt elbowed my elbow with his elbow and said, "Stupid fucking hat."
Hey, stupid fucking hat.
Hey, stupid fucking hat. There are a lot of stupid fucking hats in this movie, and I think it's like an example of like, I don't know. I feel like there was like a tropey, stupid thing in a lot of movies where it was like shit would look ridiculous, but you'd be like, "Oh, you just don't understand. It's high fashion."
Well, what bothers me about this, and like it comes into play later in the movie too, is that this movie weirdly like informed our generation a lot.
Yeah. Oh no, it definitely
did. In a big way.
Yeah.
So like it's such a small piece of the movie, but like while she's in class, I keep wanting to say Claire. It's not Claire. It's Cher. Cher's using this stupid pen with a big poofy fucking end to it. And after this movie, every girl I've ever seen, used to use those fucking pens with the poof at the end of it. And it's such like a thing. Like, do you remember Spice World, the movie Spice World, where they ate those stupid fucking lollipops, the Chupa Chup lollipops?
Yeah, vaguely, but that might go on the list. Go ahead.
Sure, no, I mean, please, we are watching Spice World, but I'm Spice Up, but they ate those stupid fucking lollipops, and then the second that movie was over, everyone ate those stupid fucking lollipops.
Yeah, you saw them places
everywhere.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things that it's the same kind of movie where all these small, tiny details informed our generation in a weird, dumb way.
The other like stylistic thing that kept happening, aside from stupid fucking hats, was plaid. Everything was plaid.
Everything.
The number of women that I saw wearing plaid, like blazers and like skirts and sweaters and shit. But there was so much plaid in this movie. It was mind blowing. And there were scenes where like, or there were moments in the movie where like Alicia Silverstone, Cher, right? She'd be wearing one plaid jacket or some shit, and then it would do a quick cut to the next scene, and she was still wearing plaid. Like there's one scene where she's wearing plaid, and then it quick cuts to the next scene where she's wearing plaid in the mall with her Dion, right? Her friend Dion, and she's wearing plaid, but it's just different.
A different plaid. Yeah. In the same day, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was another thing. I kept noticing like there were scenes that were like clearly meant to be like the same day, right? It was like when she got home from school or whatever else. There was like a total wardrobe change. And in reality, like, you know, if someone gets home from a thing that they were wearing clothes that they didn't want to be wearing, they like come home. They're like, here are my jammies.
Here's my sweatpants.
Like, here's my sweatpants. Like, here's my mob jogs.
My
Russian mob jogs sweatpants, right?
I'm currently wearing Russian mob jogs.
Matt is currently wearing Russian mob jogs. That's the So they're like the Adidas that are, you know, with like the 3 lines on the side.
With like big, chunky, white high tops and a dumb t-shirt.
Mob jogs. But like, you know, there were times where she'd come home from wearing some, you know, like intricate looking outfit, and then she'd be at home in the afternoon wearing some other intricate looking outfit. It was like, all right.
Looks like a lot of work went into this.
Bold choice. She's committed. She's committed to this wardrobe change. What else you got?
No, so we meet Donald Faison, Turk from Scrubs.
Love him.
Gonna be Turk forever. He's Turk. He's just Turk from. But
our homie Spumoni. You ever see that?
No.
He was in a movie where he played an African American male who was raised by an Italian family.
Homie Spumoni.
And it was called Homie Spumoni.
I'm offended in multiple accounts.
Direct to DVD.
I believe that.
No, we should look that up after that. We'll have a good time with that. So,
let's talk about Donald Faison for 1 second, because we're gonna jump around a lot.
I love his character in this movie.
No, I mean he's great. I mean he kind of comes off as a dick in a lot of it, but if we jump forward in the movie a little bit to the party scene, his girlfriend Dion, played by Stacey Dash, or is that Stacey Dash?
Yeah, Stacey Dash. Yep.
freaks out because he's shaving his head. But if you notice, throughout the entire beginning of the movie, before that scene,
always wearing a stupid hat.
He's always wearing a stupid fucking hat.
Never know what his head looks like anyway.
So he's always got a bald head. Like, I'm pretty positive there's a bald head under that hat.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't make a difference at all.
It's like zero stakes.
Yeah, zero stakes there. And after the fact that he shaves his head, stupid fucking hat afterwards.
I'm going to fight you a little bit there, because I don't think he seems like an asshole the whole time. I think he seems really immature the whole time.
Sure.
And I think they like make a reasonable effort to make it seem like he is not the worst guy.
No,
he's just
I
like
agree
an immature child the whole time.
Although, and that brings me to another point in this movie where like he has this weird diatribe. It's like, I want to say like 45 minutes in, where like Stacey Dash like is like, I hate when you call me woman.
Oh, dude, I love it. I wrote it down.
But what I'm saying, it brings me to a point. Go ahead. Read what you wrote down.
He calls her woman. He doesn't call her by her name or baby or sweetheart or anything like that. Like, you might otherwise like call us any of the other like, pet names, whatever. Hey Pookie. Yeah, hey Bun. Like it's Bun.
Okay. Interesting.
Like honey bun.
Yeah.
Like like he goes woman, right? He's calling her woman the whole time, and then she says, I have specifically asked you to stop calling me woman, and he goes, street slang is an increasingly valid form of expression, while most of the phenomenon. Oh God, I was trying to read it fast.
It's okay.
All right, here we go. Street slang is an increasingly valid form of self-expression, while most of the feminine pronouns do have a mocking but not necessarily misogynistic undertone. And then she's like, all is forgiven.
And it was at this point in this movie where I actually...
fine.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's like, I actually took a note, wrote down, these kids are stupid fucking eloquent when the plot deserves it.
Yeah, or requires
it, what I mean. And 2 seconds later, what's her name? Brittany Murphy's character, Ty, Mai Tai, Dirty Mai Tais, says, wow, you guys talk like adults.
Did you say Dirty Mai Tai?
Yeah, Dirty Mai Tais.
Is that her name?
No, I have no idea.
Oh, and then Dirty Mai Tai shows up
and she says, wow, you guys talk like adults. And it actually like folded back on me where I was just like, oh, this is a weird thing where these kids, they're supposed to be 16, 17, right?
They're all supposed to be 16. I think Murray might be older. Don Paisan might be a little bit older because he has his license. But the others are all 16. They're all like sophomores.
And they speak juniors. Like they're these well-educated, like eloquent fucks.
Especially in between Silverstone character.
But in between this dumb fucking baby talk bullshit that they spout. Yeah, it's insane.
Actually, I just want to point out, so when Brittany Murphy in that exact moment goes, oh my God, you guys talk like grown-ups. It's like that GVR sound, like grown-ups. And it sounds so much more juvenile because of it. No,
you're not wrong.
But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I like Don Paisan's character throughout, and like,
he's great. I mean,
by the end of the movie, like, it's made very clear that he and Dion like love each other.
Yeah, and cool. It's like a loving relationship. Let's bounce back closer to the beginning, where Cher is doing her speech on Haiti.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah,
which we touched upon a little bit earlier, but it was one of those things that I like after she made her little diatribe on it. It was one of those things that I looked at Garrett and I was like, you know what? As stupid and fucking vapid as that sounded, she didn't make a bad point.
It just sounded like naive. Like it just sounded like she was like doing her best Valley Girl impression while making a good point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but also the statute of liberty. God, I'm gone. I'm done. So the Statue of Liberty does not say RSVP.
Right.
There's never been a more poignant statement made with regard to the immigration policies of this country, Matt. Wouldn't you agree?
I didn't think we were going to get political on this podcast, but I guess, yeah. No, yeah, sure.
I actually wrote down, because it was pretty early in the movie, so I wasn't annihilated yet. So I wrote the Haitian RSVP speech. She makes a perfect analogous comparison to today's geopolitical climate. It does not say RSVP homosexuality.
You know what? It doesn't fucking say that. Weird.
My notes go so far downhill from there.
So we move forward in the movie.
I think I wrote the words fart noise by the end, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was a prompt.
You knew exactly what you meant.
Not sure. Keep going.
No, I mean, there's a weird moment later in the movie where, not that much later, but like where she's like trying to argue her grades or whatever. And her teacher, who's played by, I can't remember the actor's name, but he's the guy
who goes, inconceivable! From Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Yeah.
She's trying to argue her tardies in the class. And and he goes, oh, one was last Monday.
He says, you have two.
Right. And she was like, show your work, essentially.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, one was last Monday. And she goes, oh, well, that day I was surfing the Crimson Wave. And I was just like, fucking gross. What the fuck?
I mean, it's a fact of life, but it is
for
really
sure.
funny.
But like, I'm not gonna say, hey, by the way, I'm not gonna announce to my class, hey, by the way, I had to take a wild shit that day. It's not something I'm announcing to my classroom.
It's almost funnier to me that like no one in the class reacts, and then the teacher's like, yeah, okay,
that's fair.
And like, in a weird way, it's super progressive for this movie. That it's like, it's just, it's her body. Like, what are you gonna do?
Can't stop it.
Can't stop it. Yeah, it is funny though that it's just like pronounced. I feel like in high school, like people's biological functions were like everyone. Like I was in high school in the early 2000s, right?
We were both in high school in the early 2000s.
Everyone was ashamed of everything that their body did
all the time.
I was like, oh, by the way,
yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm bleeding.
Or whatever, or like literally any biological process your body was going through, you'd be like, I had a thing. Never mind, I'll take the tardy. Like,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. Don't bring it up in front of people.
The whole classroom atmosphere of like that again, the inconceivable guy.
Inconceivable.
It's not. It's Miss Geist and Mr. Hall. Is that his name?
I don't remember.
I have written down somewhere. But the whole atmosphere in that class is awesome. Whether it's like the debate stuff or him handing out the report cards, and then Breckenmeyer who
trying to commit suicide.
Yeah, it's just that whole classroom is awesome. And Breckenmeyer also, I feel like we haven't really touched on him yet. I love Breckenmeyer in this movie, dude. I think he's like he plays like a cool dude character who's never an asshole.
He plays like a stoner dude character.
But
he's
right.
Like
he's
never
guy.
an asshole. He's always a nice guy. Yeah.
He's always not. He's just being who he is.
Right.
And like you see moments where like clearly Ty is into him from the second she meets him, and then she's like pulled away by Cher and Dion
in a weird like controlling situation.
I don't know if you're meant to just like that from the very get, but you're watching, you're like, oh, like there was clear chemistry there. Just let this person be who she wants to be. And ultimately, by the end of the movie, she's with him. Like, spoiler alert. Like, that's it. Like, she ends up with him. Like, there's no other dude. She doesn't end up with Elton. She doesn't end up with Josh.
Let's take a step back because you said, like, just let the person be who she wants to be. Ty, when you first meet her, which is like in that I'm sorry, I'm gonna dial it back even a little bit farther.
Brittany Murphy. Yeah.
But like when you first meet her, first of all, I think it's ridiculous that they're in this gym class and every single girl is wearing the exact same color. They're all wearing black and white, and it's weird. It's weird.
They're all it's like black, white, or red
or gray.
It's like straight up Raiders colors.
It's
like
weird.
Like it looks like Raiders. But
I mean, it looks like a weird uniform.
Yeah,
but anyway, weird. So you meet Brittany Murphy and
it's high fashion, Matt.
Is it?
Let it go.
Hey, Garrett, what do you know about high fashion?
Nothing.
0%. You know nothing about high fashion.
But in the 90s, I knew
nothing. Still nothing.
Nothing.
You were very young. You were a baby boy.
I was like 8.
You were a tiny little baby boy.
Yeah.
So we meet Brittany Murphy, and then like whatever, Cher and Dion decide that they're going to make her project or whatever. And
Which is already weird and condescending, right?
Well, like it is.
Like, ooh,
it is.
Makeover, ooh, project.
Also,
Cher
let's talk
actually
about
says at one point, ooh, project. And you're like, that's a person.
Ruined.
That's a person. Yeah. Like, that's not a project. Fuck you, man.
But like the first scene after that where they're like all walking together down the quad, the quad or whatever.
Yeah, it looks like a college campus. So
it's ridiculous.
Let's call it the quad. Yeah.
There's a point where like they're talking and Brittany Murphy's character Ty brings up like, oh yeah, smoking weed or whatever, blah 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 blah, and there's this weird like for how irresponsible this movie makes these people look. They have this weird moral code about them.
There's definitely a code, yeah.
It's a weird... And she was like, listen, we don't smoke weed during the day. Only at parties.
We don't smoke weed during the daytime.
Yeah.
Like, what is that distinction?
It was a weird distinction. I mean, like, listen, good for them. Hey.
Also, I don't mean to correct you, but do you mean to say Mai Tai?
Mai Tai.
Thank you.
Our Tai.
Thank you.
Our Ty decides that she's like into Breckin Meyer's character who like offers her weed.
And then they try to discourage her from going
like,
after him.
She's like, hey, we don't fucking smoke weed during the day. Good for you. I mean, you know what? I guess that's a good message.
It's also funny because during that conversation, it's like they acknowledge that he's a nice guy.
Right.
But they're also like, no.
Get away.
Just don't. And that sucks, man. Like, I was actually from the get, and like they're again, like the second they start doing that, you're like, why aren't they just letting her like float to this?
Right.
A couple of just brief Brittany Murphy's
Brittany
Breckin
Meyer, Brittany Murphy.
Yeah, sorry. The Mai Tai character. There just a couple of quick things, like when she first gets there, and they're like, oh, we don't have much for lunch, but like there's definitely like Coke.
Yeah, and she's like she gets all excited about cocaine.
Coca-Cola, and she's like, you guys have Coke?
Oh my god.
It's like, oh, this is like, this is so ridiculous. Like, she establishes herself as like someone who's like kind of seen some shit, right?
Naive, a little bit naive.
Well, but she's also like, she's clearly like likes drugs. She's done some drugs and shit. And then later on, we find out like that she's like
not a virgin.
She's not a virgin. Like they have that whole story, like you know, that whole diner scene later, right, where they talk about like whether or not they are. And I don't know, but this is like the beginning of a number of Brittany Murphy things that are like so, but like the physical comedy. There are a number of times throughout this whole movie.
This movie is supposed to be a comedy in general,
right?
But the things that really got me were the physical comedy.
Yeah, Matt literally like was slapping his knee whenever Brittany Murphy like caught an object in the face or fell or
got hit by a fucking shoe in the face. Or during the party with Christian, after Christian shows up there at that fucking Mighty Mighty Boss Stones party, right, and she's walking down the stairs and just eats shit.
Yeah, she falls down the stairs. And then a little bit after that, they're looking at her like kind of like she's standing all by herself on the side. Right. And then at one point, she's just standing in between two incredibly tall people. That's like really good. Aside from like the getting hit in the face with the shoe, the other thing that's really good actually is at one point she's at like Cher's house. She's at Alicia Silverstone's house. And Alicia Silverstone and like Paul Rudd are in the other room. They're kind of talking about her, and they walk back in the room. She's singing along to the Mentos commercial, but she's on the couch, and she's so far back,
all the way
couch,
back. Yeah,
and her feet like are just like kicking off the side, like they won't. And she just looks like so
a 4-year-old.
Tiny. She looks like 4-year-old. And even that was like kind of physical comedy. That was like
singing
hysterical.
along to the Mentos theme song. Mentos, the fresh maker.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. The physical comedy is almost exclusively,
but only when it really
her.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes to her,
between the two tall guys, dude.
We're bouncing around a lot, and it's out of control. But it's hysterical. There's also a part where I brought this up to Garrett, and we paused it like 3 times, where they're at the party in the valley, and
like the first. This is like the first party,
right? Like the first party, and you see what's her name, Amber. Amber is dancing with.
Amber's dancing with a guy who appears to be the Cat in the Hat.
She's dancing with the Cat in the Hat guy.
Yeah.
And right as they pan away, there's this one extra in the background who's just flat up against the wall, who looks like he's having a bad fucking trip.
Yeah, he's either having a bad trip or just like really feeling Molly.
Or the
like,
extra doesn't know what to do with him fucking self.
It's like, I don't know, act like you're at a party. He's like, I got it.
And he just presses himself like up against the wall and like does not move. And the scene goes on and like it kind of shifts away for like 10 minutes and then it goes back and he's still fucking there doing the exact same thing.
I love the prospect of the director being like, I don't know, just act like you're at a party. And the guy's like, got it.
Got it, no problem. I'm going to stand against this wall.
If I just stand here and
no one will notice me. Oh, and more so, at that same party, as they're leaving, and, like, whatever, like, there's a lot of plot happening, like, Brittany Murphy's character is supposed to go home with Elton? Elton?
Like
Elton?
John. Like the John.
Yeah. Whatever.
Like Sir Elton.
So,
John.
You see the Asian,
there's, like, the
student.
one
I can't
the
remember
one
her name.
friend who
Yeah.
they pan to a couple times. Like, it's, like, this one Asian woman who's, like...
I can't remember
friend.
her name.
They say it twice, maybe.
But so, she's getting into her Jeep, and she's holding this,
Light up snowman.
light up snowman, but my problem with it is the fact
They
that
wave goodbye to each other like they're pulling out, and...
the snowman is still illuminated, and it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Matt, it's very obvious. They left the party, and then, which was like, it wasn't apparent that it was Christmas or winter or anything.
Well,
and then they got into the car, right?
Sure.
So they unplugged it from the house lights, right? And then they plugged it into a
Cigarette
specially
lighter?
adapted cigarette lighter. Because the driver could not get home without
This
them.
is one of two points in this movie where, like, I think they were supposed to make it evident to us that it was Christmas time, and they didn't, because there's another point where they're walking again down the quad, and in the background there's this one extra. Everyone's dressed quote unquote normal, because normal is not a thing in this movie.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote normal.
Quote and then unquote.
Quote and then unquote normal.
Nice, got it. I understand now.
Right. But everyone's dressed normal for this place. And there's this one person just wearing a Santa hat in the background of everything.
Matt's like an eagle eye with this because it was the quickest shit in the world. But then they're at that party in the valley. Again, the first party in the movie. And at one point when they first arrive, somebody walks by wearing a fucking Santa hat again.
Yeah. It's weird.
Are you kidding?
Are you kidding me?
This was like, I actually sincerely think that this was a scenario where, like...
It just kind of got X'd out of the movie.
I think it might have been supposed to be, like, set around Christmas or something.
And we just didn't know about it.
And then they maybe had reshoots or, like, edited some shit out or whatever.
Sure.
To make it like, oh, whatever. It's just...
Doesn't really matter.
California,
what time of year
there
right.
are no seasons here.
Right.
Like, whatever it is. Like...
Everyone's miserable all the time.
But, like, it didn't make sense to me until just now that there was a stupid fucking snowman and that there's a Christmas hat and there's Christmas lights at the party.
Right.
But there's no mention of it
at
ever.
all. Which, you know what? Maybe it doesn't need the mention of it, but, like, it builds the universe a little bit.
It does, but it also, I feel like a lot of movies kind of like in this genre, right? Like when Christmas is involved, it's because like, hey, my Christmas wish was like meet you. Or like it's a Christmas miracle, or like Christmas is a time of giving, so I decided to be open and tell you. I'm basically just reciting Love Actually to you right now, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
we will get there soon.
I know we're gonna get there.
Well, actually, should we wait until Christmas to get to Love Actually?
I actually was thinking that this week. I didn't tell you that, but I was thinking that
like we should. I feel like that's a December movie for us.
Around Christmas time, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
And then we'll, you know,
we've got New Year's Eve after that, and then Valentine's Day after that.
Yeah, we're all booked up.
We're booked.
If anyone was going to make any suggestions as to what we should watch
you can't.
Just stop.
No, please make suggestions. We really need them.
Yeah, I mean, we need to get to December, and it's going to be a long haul.
So they're at the party, and then there's this weird scene where what's his name? Elton.
Rolling with the homies.
No, there's that too, which is we've got another 90s as fuck song comes on with Coolio rolling with the homies.
Love Coolio.
And then Elton takes like Cher, and like there's this whole weird scene where like I don't know, he like tries to force himself on her, and it just feels like just bad. It feels
yeah,
bad.
So after that party scene, Elton finds a reason to not take Mai Tai home, and he takes Cher home instead. And then in the car, he's like really fucking rapey, and it's weird. And he's like, "What? You've been flirting with me all weird." And me and Matt were talking about this all the time. And it was like, if you watch the movie from the beginning, there are a lot of times where he's kind of like grabbing her
in the background. It's very quietly in the background of the scenes.
Or I think there is a moment too, even before that second blow game at the party, where they like are kissing, and he's like, "What? You've been flirting with me all year," and she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
And listen, no means fucking no.
Yeah, in this especially like, and she says no. Like he makes one move, and then she says no,
which
then,
like. Any rational human being would be like, okay, never mind, I'm out.
Oh, I've clearly misread the situation. Yeah, I'm embarrassed. What is the nearest address that I can take you to? I'm so sorry. Like, I'm embarrassed.
I'm so sorry.
And he's like, "What? You don't want it?" Like basically, like, he's.
By the way, this guy, and I'm telling you, I spent the entire time watching this movie being like, I know him. I know him from fucking somewhere. I looked up his IMDb, and he's in what's it called, Law and Order. But that's not where I know him from.
I know, it's the only place I've ever actually seen. Like I saw that he was in Law and Order. I was like, oh, that makes sense. But he does have that sort of like really generic face where the whole time throughout this movie I was like, oh yeah,
who are you?
Oh yeah, and that guy,
right?
You know,
right.
It's but he gets like really weird and rapey, and then she says, "Let me out." She gets out of the car, and he tries for a second, and then he takes off because he's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit.
And then she gets held up by gunpoint,
which was weirdly dark. I mean, it was fine. I mean, I get it.
Presented in a dark way. It was
because
a dark moment.
It was presented as comedy too, because he was just like, okay. Thank you, bye.
Right, after he leaves, the mugger, like, says, like, okay, thank you, bye. So even that, it's, like, kind of done in a light way. But who does she call after she's mugged?
She calls Paul Rudd.
She calls Paul Rudd, man.
What's his name? What's
Josh? I think it's
Josh. It's Josh.
Yeah.
But, okay, my problem with this whole scene is that in the exposition, while she's, like, in her head, while it's all happening, she goes, I couldn't call the party because I didn't know the number to get a hold of D. But they've made cell phones at like this huge deal in this movie up until now.
Well, that was a funny thing that you brought up at some point when we were watching also, where it's like they're like calling each other from class and shit, and it's like.
But even like when they're having dinner at the dinner table, like,
and it's meant to illustrate that they are like these rich spoiled
snobs,
people,
yeah,
who like can afford these cell phones.
It's just America now.
It's just America right now,
right?
It's just like
at the dinner table, someone's phone goes off and the dad and Cher and Josh all pick up their phones at the same time. I was like, oh, that's just my dinner table now.
But she calls Josh from the party,
right.
And it's like, it's kind of the first insight into her like relying on him and thinking he's like a stand-up dude. And then he ultimately is, right? He picks her up with his shitty girlfriend, right? His girlfriend's really shitty.
Well, it's also hysterical to me because he's a college guy and she's a college girl, his current girlfriend or whatever.
She's wearing a beret.
And they're so into philosophy and all that. Oh, well, Nietzsche says this and blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh, okay. This is just such a stupid fucking trope.
And then Cher shuts her down. Cher properly quotes, I think Macbeth, right? Or Hamlet?
Hamlet.
Okay. Yeah,
but
Hamlet.
What's even funnier is that she quotes Mel Gibson. And this brings us back just to being like, is Mel Gibson some sex symbol that we just don't know about?
Well, I think especially in 1995, like people weren't aware of Mel Gibson being a monster.
Being a maniac? Sure, of course. Right. But I'm saying...
So when she's quoting Mel Gibson, she might as well be... Like, again, if... Mid-90s, she was like, Johnny Depp did blah blah blah. It would be the same shit of like, in the mid-90s Johnny Depp was like a total sex symbol, you know, like.
I guess, but we talked about this earlier in another episode where we were like, is Mel Gibson hot? Do people look to him in like a...
He clearly had abs through his 40s, Matt, so
he did a good
you
job.
Tell me, you know?
He's hot. I guess he's hot with that feathered fucking hair.
I mean, ultimately, so again, so she calls Josh, and then this is the beginning of like they're relying on each other, and then they start. There's kind of a montage actually. They start like hanging out more.
There's so many fucking montages in this movie.
But then ultimately, you realize that she's falling for Josh, right? And I think we're leaving out the whole Christian thing.
We are leaving out the whole Christian thing.
So the new guy comes to school, and she's like, "Oh, this is the guy. He's really cool, whatever." And she wants to like give up her virginity to him.
Right. I immediately have a problem with this kid, and it's another one of those moments in the movie where like I said something out loud or I wrote it down in my notebook, and 30 seconds after I wrote it, someone in the movie like expressed the exact same thing I was right.
Which is what?
So he comes into the classroom and he's talking like he's a part of the fucking Rat Pack, and he's like, "Damn, she's got some gams," or blah blah blah.
Cool, daddy-o.
Yeah, daddy-o. And then like he goes to pick her up at her house, and Cher's dad goes like, "Hey, Sammy Davis Jr. died, but they're not looking for a replacement in the fucking Rat Pack."
Oh, dude, no! I have a way better quote from her dad when he comes to pick her up. The new kid, the Christian, he comes to pick her up and take her out to like some club or some shit. It's actually this is the second party. This is the party where like Mighty Mighty Boss Stones plays and shit. This is the one where Brittany Murphy's between those two tall guys.
We've gone back and forth at this point.
We have, but here it is. Her dad tells him, because the kid is so clearly like he comes across as a douchebag. I don't think he is ultimately a douchebag in the movie at all. He's actually great.
No, you find out in the movie that he's actually a really great dude.
Yeah, he's a stand-up guy, but Cher's father at one point before they leave for like what he thinks is their date goes, "I got a 45 and a shovel. I doubt anybody would miss you." And that's one of the best lines in the movie, dude. Oh my God. If I have daughters and they go on dates, I will tell that, like, irrespective of like how I feel about any of them, any of their potential dates, I will literally tell them.
Use that line. Right.
I got a 45 and a shovel. I doubt anyone will miss you. Gold. Solid comedy gold. So go ahead.
No, so anyway, like, whatever. They do a long sequence where, like, eventually she finds out that Christian?
Yeah.
Christian is gay.
Every time I say it, I ask you for confirmation.
Yeah, it's the same thing, vice versa. Is it Christian? Kristen? I don't know what it is.
Is he a Christian?
So we find out Christian is gay, and it's through this long process that like
ultimately, and it's funny, there are like little hints here and there, right? Like supposedly he's reading a book in class that's like about like the author has like homosexual tendencies, or like is like the story is about the author like falling in love with another man,
right? And there's another point where she's on the phone with him, and in the background there's two men embracing, and there's a lot of like foreshadowing that like.
Right.
It's really the background, and it's actually kind of clever.
Yeah, oh no, it is. That's what I'm telling you. Like, this movie is actually really smart.
And I actually said this to Garrett. I like at one point I was like, "Is this movie smarter than I think it is?"
And
Garrett was like, "It absolutely
100%.
is."
The other really funny thing is that he, like, the night she thinks she's gonna lose her virginity to him,
right?
He comes over to watch movies.
Spartacus.
No, it's Spartacus, which she calls Sporadicus,
which is hilarious.
Great. And Some Like It Hot.
Yeah.
Some Like It Hot is like a classic movie with Marilyn Monroe where there's like cross-dressing and like it like hints at the concept of homosexuality. So it's actually like you know, it's suggestive in that way. And then also Spartacus, there's that like trope, like at least through like old movies where like gladiator movies were like a little bit homosexual in nature, like that, like in Airplane, right. Like, do you like gladiator movies, Jimmy? Like it's like a little bit there, and it's so good because it's like lightly peppered into this movie.
Well, you know what I really like about it though is that when it's officially outed, when they finally when she finally realizes that he's homosexual.
But here's the thing: he never tells her.
No, never.
He never tells her that he is gay, and she never like outright like discovers it from him.
Right.
She just gets rejected sexually by him when
right.
she thinks they're gonna do it. Right. And then later, Murray says, like,
"I'm sorry. Can we? I don't know if this is offensive towards anybody, but at one point Murray says, I mean,
I'm sure at least half of it is really offensive.
Turk.
But you're quoting it. Go ahead.
No, but Turk says he's a cake boy, and I've never heard anything.
I don't know what the fuck cake boy means.
It made me laugh so fucking
apparently
hard.
That means
cake
homosexual.
Boy.
Yeah, apparently cake boy means homosexual. I have no idea.
I've never heard that before in my life, but I think it's hilarious.
But he points out to her that Christian is gay.
But what endears me to that is that for a 95 movie, Claire isn't like Not Claire. I'm sorry.
She's not
Cher.
like upset.
She's not
by
like
it.
upset or disgusted. She was just like, oh, wow, he's gay. Now he's one of my best friends.
And it immediately cuts to that. Again, he never comes out to her, but then they're just best friends.
Right.
They're shopping together. They're hanging out. She's like confiding him and shit.
Right.
Like,
I think that's really great. I think that's cool.
No, it's definitely cool because like it's the proper response. It's like,
Right.
oh, he's gay.
Right. Well, fine.
Fine.
Like, I guess that's just what it is.
Yeah, that's fine. But it is funny that there is never like an acknowledgement by him to her or anything beyond that. It's just like once Murray says that in the car, she's like, oh. Like,
and wow.
Then they're best friends and they shop together and
Right.
it's not sexual anymore. And she understands why he like wasn't after her sexually.
And it's even at this point where you find out that he's even more of a good guy. Like when you see Mai Tai getting like thrown over the balcony by like some douchebags at the mall or whatever.
Right, and
he
saves her.
He saves her.
Yeah.
He seems like a stand-up dude, and like he comes off as a douchebag when he first comes in, but you're just like, oh wow, this is just a good guy. He's just a good guy.
So, Matt, I have a couple of questions.
Wait. Before you have questions,
okay,
I need to recognize that throughout this movie, at least four. I want to say four, but like it may be five times.
I think it was 5 times.
If
it's what I think you're saying.
It's what you think I'm saying. They actually use the words, oh my god, I was completely clueless. And
they said the name of the movie.
Right. And 4 out of 5 times in the movie, they're referring to Ty, but the one last time, she's referring to herself.
You know what's funny?
Personal growth.
Again, the
motherfucker.
The arc isn't super apparent, or it wasn't to me, but when you think of it in that sense, it's like, oh, it's kind of about Ty, and then it's about her.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, but it's like she thought she was like, she thought Ty was the one under the microscope the whole time, right?
But she was
really
the one.
like she's the one who needs the growth and the self-discovery and whatever else, and then she ultimately realizes that the thing Ty understood from the beginning, which is like,
just be yourself.
I'm just gonna be myself, and I like this guy. She likes the Breckenmeyer.
Something.
Birkenstock. Travis
Birkenstock.
Pro skateboarder Travis Birkenstock.
It wouldn't be a 90s movie without a fucking skateboard.
It was so good. And that was another montage of him like doing like half pipes, nailing half pipes. Doing ollie. But then she realizes like that's the lesson, right? Like she's like, oh, what Ty was doing the whole time is what I should be doing. And then she realizes like she's in love with Josh. She should be with Josh, who is her stepbrother. We'll get to it in a second.
Okay, because I'm already making a face.
Because it's a little bit weird. They're not actually related.
I understand there's nothing inherently wrong with it.
Right.
But it still makes me
weirded
out.
I would actually say that the movie goes out of its way to make it as little weird as possible, because when she's like, you were barely married to his mother for a year.
Right, but the dad says something really, actually incredible to me.
Yeah, it was actually really nice. He's like, you divorce spouses, you don't advise children. Right? And it's like, oh, wow, like that's
a really nice thing.
It was a nice thing, for sure. However, they were only married for a year. They were clearly beyond the age of at least like puberty. Like they're both in college and shit at that point, right? Sure. High school, I mean. Rather, they're both in high school at the point like that they were
She's
married.
in high school. Oh, you mean the parents.
Yeah, I'm just saying like they were both like, it wasn't like they grew up together or something, right? Like it's still a little weird because there was this like sibling relationship. But I would say the movie goes out of its way to make sure that, you know, like they lived in the same house for a year. And, like, they had kind of a contentious sibling relationship for that 1 year, but ultimately it wasn't that ridiculous. That doesn't make it less weird, though. It's a
little weird.
It's still weird. Can I ask you a handful of questions?
Sure.
Was Cher shitty for trying to matchmake Ty in the first place?
No, I mean, I think she was trying to do a nice thing for a new person in school.
Okay, that's
I think that's fair.
Do you think Cher and Dion were overly controlling of Ty with this?
100%.
Right, like a little fuck.
Like it gets a little weird, but it's also shown in like how they're trying to control the two teachers.
Right. No, I definitely agree with that. Were you uncomfortable with Dion saying the term hymenically challenged.
100%.
Yeah, that was I was so uncomfortable.
The fact of the matter is, it may be like a thing. I'm not okay with it. It's not a thing. I'm not okay with it.
It was so uncomfortable. I was like, oh, okay, that's a way to say
Ooh,
that.
I hate this.
All right. Oh, did you?
What are your other questions, Garrett?
Did you laugh when the teacher told Cher that it was time for her oral?
No. You know what? That was one of those jokes that, like, it was meant to hit me the right way, and I was just like, no, dude, not for me.
It's right after Christian shows up for the first time, and they're, like, locking eyes, and the teacher goes, Cher, it's time for your oral. And she's like, quoi?
C'est quoi?
C'est quoi? Do I have any other questions for you? When Christian's dancing at the
Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, after the party ends, when he's dancing by himself.
And what's her name's asleep. Mai Tai is asleep.
Did he strike you as someone who was just all coked out?
No.
Like loving the party by himself?
No, not at all.
He was just dancing alone in the middle of a dance with like...
Gotta get it.
No?
No.
No, okay, so, okay. What else?
Do you have more questions for me?
Yeah. Do you feel like Ren and Stimpy was properly placed?
No, but I mean, I also don't think Beavis and Butthead was properly placed.
But there are also signs of the times, which is cool.
100%. In the same way that Breckenmeyer, like, at the beginning of the movie, was like, my parents love the Stones, but, like, I love Nine Inch Nails, so, like, blah, 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 blah. I was
or douchebag Elton misplaces his
Cranberry CD. Although there is a Cranberry song on the soundtrack.
Yeah, but it's not like a good one. You know?
Wow. Rude.
Yeah, I guess shots fired on the Cranberries right now. I'm really sorry about that. The driving scene on the freeway.
I mean, hysterical,
terrible,
stupid, and
everyone
unnecessary.
is just crying all at once.
Yeah. Ah! And like no like driver, no like there's a point where like a big rig truck is like about to ram this car.
Right.
No car would do that.
Right.
I mean, I hope.
Can I also ask, do you think the harshest burn throughout the whole film is the following?
I have two, so go ahead.
Mai Tai to Cher. Ready?
No, this is not it. I can tell you right now, it's not.
Whatever, Cher. You're just a virgin who can't drive.
No, my favorite thing is...
You don't think that was harsh as fuck?
No, it's super harsh. But my favorite is when they're in the gym class, Amber goes, my plastic surgeon just says I shouldn't have balls flying at my mouth.
At my nose.
At my nose. And Dion goes, well, there goes your social life.
That was like a great burn, though.
It was fucking awesome.
That was a great burn. Like, this burn made me sad.
That
burn
made you
giggle.
sad?
You know? It's just like, you're just a virgin who can't drive. And it's like,
harsh.
Why'd you have to go there, Mai Tai?
Wow, harsh, Mai Tai.
I don't know. I mean, ultimately, she ends up with Josh, right? And
great.
It's great.
Creepy, but great.
I mean, like, if you can just get past, like, some weird step-sibling... I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not incest, but it's
not
like,
incest. It's
just a little too close to home.
I don't love it.
Like, you know, it's like a little too close.
It makes me feel uncomfortable in the long run.
Yeah. There's a lot of tongue kissing between the two of them in that last scene, and they're at a wedding, and it's
Paul Rudd's 35. No, he looks like he's 35. Well, he always looks like he's 35.
Looks like he's 35.
He looks the same as he does in Ant-Man.
The funny thing for me at the end of the movie is like they're at the wedding between the two teachers that she set up, right?
Which, by the way, director cameo. She plays one of the bridesmaids.
You never actually see her face while I was watching.
No, it's back ahead.
But they're at that wedding, but it seems like they're at her and Paul Rudd's wedding.
Right.
And then she's like, as if.
As if.
And
that should have been the bet should have been how many times it said as if.
I think it was only 5.
No, it was way more than that.
Then I lost track. I'm sorry.
Then you lost that fucking bet.
But then Paul Rudd's in like a tux and she's in her dress and they like make out and that's the end of the movie. And I think even though it's not their wedding and even though she's 16 and he's supposed to be like 20, right?
Well, he's in college, yeah. So like
18, 19, 20.
Yeah, sure.
It's supposed to make you feel like it's a marriage sort of ending.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But even if it's not, so like my problem with that is more like now you've ruined this fucking family.
Right. You ruined this. I mean...
The dad will never love you like a son ever again if you guys break up.
If they break up, he's still coming to Thanksgiving.
Right, exactly.
You know? So ultimately, would you would you recommend this for someone else?
Sure. I mean, in the long run, it's
like if we met a person in our lives who hadn't seen this movie. I feel like this is like a really...
I feel like you have to see this movie to understand a lot of like tropes in society today. I think you need to watch
in movies specifically.
In movies, in life, people still reference this movie. They do.
Yeah.
If I was to rank it, it's
like based on what we watched so far.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Where
I'm gonna say it's below. You know what? I'll put it above 13 going on 30, but I'll put it below, what's it called? Devil Wears Prada.
Okay.
So I would say it goes like...
And Devil Wears Prada is your number one here?
Oh, is that... I forget if it's Devil Wears Prada or if it's...
You tell me, Matt.
You know, I'm lost. It's either Devil Wears Prada and or Pretty Woman. And then,
ooh.
Right? Well, I
feel like you've changed your tune because I feel like that wasn't.
No, because I actually cannot remember how I ranked them before. But I will say I'll put Devil Wears Prada and Pretty Woman top 2.
Yeah.
I will put this at 3. I'll put 13 going on 30 after this, and then very at the bottom is What Women Want because it's stupid bad.
So out of the 5 that first of all, I would like if you haven't seen this movie. And like no one who is listening this far into this podcast has not seen this movie. Realistically, you have to see this movie. If you were born yesterday, wait like until you're old enough to comprehend speech, and then watch this movie. Like it's good. It's actually like it's got a lot of shit, and it's like it's going to be quoted for a long time, and it's good. But rank wise, right?
Sure.
I'm almost upset that we started so strong because I think Pretty Woman is still number 1 for me.
That was your decision. You made that be number 1 for us.
I get it, but I think we
it's still number 1, huh?
We flew too close to the sun, you know?
You flew too close to the sun.
So I think
it's followed you in your wake.
I think it's Pretty Woman.
Sure.
Then I think it's this, actually.
No! Above Devil Wears Prada?
Yeah, and then...
That's dumb.
Devil Wears Prada, 13 going on 30, and then What Women Want, it's one of the worst films
It's one of the worst films
So, that's just the worst. That's just the worst. So, it's the worst.
Fair.
So, ultimately, yeah.
We talked about this a little bit earlier, where you were saying that it's still kind of on TV and everything, but, like, do you think this should have died?
No, I don't think so. I think this movie, like... Even though it's dated, I don't think it's irrelevant, and I don't think it should have.
I think it's super irrelevant.
No, man. Like I think like those like the teen angsty feelings and shit, and the ultimate like relationshipy feelings, and I think the lesson of like don't fuck with. Don't try to change somebody else. Like fucking worry about yourself. You know,
I agree with that.
I think all of that is still super good and super relevant.
Sure.
I don't think it should have died. I don't think it has died. What else do we have? Did you like the Mai Tais? The Mai Tais were fucking great.
Mai Tais were great.
I've never had a Mai Tai before in my life. It was absolutely delicious and super dangerous because if we had enough booze to make more Mai Tais...
We would have made more Mai Tais.
And probably died.
I guess the last bit of information is that we looked up the scores on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh yeah, what was it?
So for the tomato meter? Thermometer?
Well, there's like an audience rating.
No. So the audience score is 75%.
Which is pretty good.
Not bad.
That's you know.
Oh.
And then what's the overall tomato meter?
81%.
See, it's certified fresh, right?
It's certified fresh for sure.
This is a good movie. This is a fucking good movie.
You know what? It's funny because there's so many movies that are certified like fresh that I'm just like, I guess I believe that. This is one of those movies that like, and I told you at the beginning of the movie, the beginning of the episode, that I was just like, I don't know. It doesn't hold up to me. And I'm still looking for that movie like 13 going on 30 that's going to shock me and be like, you know what? This was fun. I love this. This was not that to me.
When Harry Met Sally.
Maybe. I know. I mean, for sure. I mean, I've seen that movie.
I'm calling it.
That's not even a thing. That's not a shock. I love that movie. I know that I love that
I'll
movie.
have what she's having. Matt Matt will lose his shit. That'll be it. But overall, I love this movie. Matt thought this movie was okay.
I liked it.
We're not going to announce what we're doing next. Matt's got to decide what we're doing next and what we're drinking. So we'll.
I'm sorry for all of you.
We'll announce that on Insta or Twitter or wherever. All of them, really.
All of the things.
Okay. Ultimately, like I think we're done here. Like,
yeah, I think you can find us at
Drunk Guys on on Chick Flicks on Instagram.
At at DGOCF at Twitter.
You're doing great.
That's so hard. That's so fucking hard. You can contact us at drunkguysandchickflicks@gmail.com.
We're also on Reddit now, so harass us on Reddit if you feel like it.
What is our username on Reddit?
It's actually just Drunk Guys and Chick Flicks.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I'm behind on the times.
Here we are.
Well, we would love for you guys to rate and subscribe to us on iTunes.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Review the hell out of it, even if you hate it.
Even if you hate it, it's good for us. We can learn from that.
But thanks for listening.
And we'll see you guys next time.